NoDQ.com. NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday to you. It is January 29th, 2024. I can't believe it's the last Monday of January already. What the hell happened to this month? It is Talk Wrestling. We are across the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, and of course, NoDQ.com. I am Jeff Meacham, the West Coast Professor, good old JM, however you want to call me, except, you know, we're on NoDQ. We got to keep it clean. Good to see everybody in the chat room so far. Again, we are going to have a lot of topics to talk about, as you saw in the thumbnail, if you will. I missed quite a bit of discussion last week because of circumstances beyond my control and also completely in my control because I was in Vegas over the weekend. So hope everybody had a good week. Hope everybody had a great weekend watching the 2024 Royal Rumble Premium Live event and our coverage across the Multiverse of Media. Looked like it was a good show. I did get to watch it back last night once I settled in from my brief sojourn to Sin City. Love the Women's Rumble, for the record. And it looks like I wasn't the only one that loved the Women's Rumble. Tom seemed to love it as well. Definitely a solid show overall. I know, there was a little bit of a cloud looming over the WWE proceedings that is still lingering into today and did through yesterday as well. And we are going to talk about that very briefly. I did say and express to the team at the Jeff Meacham Network and the Multiverse of Media, and I know they discussed it on the review last night, so I will keep it brief for the No DQ audience. There's still a lot that we don't know and that we've only got one side of, right? Friend of mine put it best. She was active in the business for a number of years, and she very graciously requested that everybody stop messaging her about the situation with Vince McMahon, and hadn't worked for him in years. And there's always three sides to every story. There's one side, one party's or one person's side. There's the other side, and somewhere in the middle, there's that truth, right? So I don't know what happened. I don't know what didn't happen. All I know is it is definitely going to be a much different future, a much different 2024 now that Vince McMahon has apparently 100% resigned from WWE and TKO Group Holdings. It was made adamantly clear more than once over the weekend that the Royal Rumble was the first WWE event since the formation of the Capital Wrestling Corporation in whatever it was, the 50s or whenever Vince Sr. took the, started the promotion, and that there was not a direct blood member of the McMahon family at the event, in charge of the event, however you want to phrase it. So definitely a different time as we head into the very end of the first month of 2024. So the future is definitely going to be interesting. And I look forward to it. It's again, there are some folks on my team that have been very outspoken against Vince McMahon, at times, including myself. There have been a number of people that are taking everything they're seeing online out of this report from the Wall Street Journal and the subsequent comments and reports that are taking them as gospel. And I don't subscribe to that, for the record. It's just one of those things that we don't know what happened. And it seems foolhardy to me to comment with any like directness on it. And I what I mean by that is, people were really, getting on Paul Levesque's case on Saturday night for, essentially what seemed like dodging the question, and making the claims he made. Whether they're true or not, I don't know. It's not my business at the end of the day. But it's how do you answer something like that about your father-in-law and about the guy that gave you everything you've got in your life, your wife, your children as a result, the company you helped run. It's just a mess. It's a complete and utter disaster. Whether the allegations prove to be true or not, I think is irrelevant at this point, right? I think that regardless of what happens, this will leave a permanent blemish on the company's history. It was conveyed to me over the course of the weekend from a few different people, as a matter of fact, that this has a Benoit level potential against the company, and I don't disagree with that. I just feel bad for friends of mine in the industry, be it WWE or that are longer WWE, that are connected to the people being reported on, whether it's Vince or John Laurinaitis or whoever else is being thrown these reports, that the families and the close friends of these people that didn't have any idea apparently what was really happening or didn't want to believe it are now having this whole revelation scenario thrown up in their face, and it's very unfortunate. And I have attempted to reach out very gingerly, no pun intended, but it is what it is. I'm Reddit, and have not heard back. I don't expect to, if I'm being honest. I just hope that whatever comes of this, this latest episode of the soap opera that has become the end of Mr. McMahon's run as the head of WWE. I hope whatever comes of it, the talents and the people in the office and everybody that's a fan can still remain a fan of what they see on their television screens on Monday nights, on Tuesday nights, on Friday nights, on premium live events, on Peacock, whatever the case may be, and not allow this to completely sour them on WWE or the industry as a whole, right? We saw a great Royal Rumble premium live event the other night. We saw the TNA Knockouts champion in the match again. We saw Naomi return. We saw Jade Cargill's debut. We saw a lot of good in that Royal Rumble event on Saturday night. We also saw what I jokingly referred to as feeling like I'm in the season 9 of Dallas with or season, whatever it was, the dream season, where it's like, it feels like the last 9 months now, as far as the Universal Championship, have been completely wasted because we're back to Roman and Cody. What the hell is that on my hand, by the way? I keep seeing that. Is it a shadow? Oh, geez. That's gross. I'm like, what the hell? Where that's coming from? I got to find where that's coming from and clean that up. Sorry, squirrel moment there. Good to see JJ in the chat room. Anyway, yeah, I'm still waiting and seeing, because the Rumble just happened. We've not had live TV yet, but we have Royal Rumble winner Cody Rhodes heading into WrestleMania with a shot at the champion of his choice, and it really feels like they're going to push with Roman. And it's like, if they do go forward with that match for Roman Reigns' championship, I'm going to be more than low-key pissed off, because they should have just done it here in Inglewood and Southern California a year ago. Why have we been spinning the wheels for 9 months? Why? Like, it seems just futile to me if they do it that way. But now we have the report coming out this morning about CM Punk, and I don't know how much you believe of the main reporters BS anymore, because I don't find it very easy to believe. But more than one report has come out about Punk allegedly having a tricep injury, which is just like, oh no. We'll find out. Apparently, if you believe the rumor innuendo that Punk's supposed to be on Raw tonight to address his situation, we know that Seth Rollins pledged last week to make it to WrestleMania, to bring the title to WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens now. If you subscribe to the theory that it was supposed to be CM Punk and Seth Rollins, and they're both hurt, then it really doesn't affect the WrestleMania presentation from their point of view. It just means we lose a potential hell of a world championship match. But again, if it's both of them that were focused on each other and they're both injured, then it's kind of like, okay, we just, crop and paste that match over here, SummerSlam, or, whatever the case may be. So again, I appreciate that perspective. I don't necessarily disagree with it, Tom. I just feel like if they were going to do the story and it had to be about, finishing the story, then they built that story up so beautifully. He did fight back from adversity a year ago. He fought back from, completely tearing his pectoral muscle off the bone and leaving half of himself purple. And went through a Hell in a Cell match after the fact. So I feel the adversity story was already there. That's my, view of things. Yes, having been there at WrestleMania at SoFi Stadium, I would love to have seen it in person. I was as shocked as anybody when Roman got the 3 count. I really was. And I wasn't angry about it, but now I'm like, they should have just done it then. They should have just done it, to be honest. That's just me. $5 super chat here from Dwayne Atkinson. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. He said, I saw a stat that said every back-to-back Rumble winner lost the first Mania match and won their second match. This is okay. So Hogan in 90 and 91, that wasn't for the championship shot because it's 93, but that is still a factual stat because he went into the 1990 Rumble as the WWF champion, lost to the Warrior at WrestleMania 6, won the 91 Rumble. I just am in the middle of watching WrestleMania 7 on my childhood binge, and we just finished the Intercontinental match with Bossman and Perfect, but Hogan's going to be the champion after this WrestleMania. So 1991. 95, Shawn Michaels loses to Diesel. 96, Shawn Michaels, the boyhood dream has come true. 97, Stone Cold, fatal 4-way smile losing shenanigans. WrestleMania 14, 1998, he becomes the champion. The Austin era has begun. And now we have Cody, who lost last year. So that is a factual stat. So I'm sure that'd be Statboy approved. And I think I'll show that to him tomorrow when I produce a Statboy Sports Bar. Thank you, Dwayne. Much appreciated for that chat. And again, thank you, JJ, for reminding everybody. Yeah, I mean, this lays it out. Everybody wanted the Q&A format back. Let's have it, kids. Let's do the things. And again, I am talking about the topic. So if you want me to super chat, if you want me to stop the flow like I did for Dwayne there, go for it, brother. Okay, let me scroll back to where I was. Very good. So Punk hurt, Rollins hurt. We just kind of go, okay. Roman and Cody. See what happens. We'll see what happens. It's just unfortunate. Good to see you, Zach. And yes, if the injury reports are true, prayers up for CM Punk. Absolutely. That is it's never a good time to get hurt, right? But it's always shitty between January and April in WWE. I also didn't get a chance to talk last week a whole lot about the TV deal with Monday Night Raw moving to Netflix next year. I think that's super cool. I really think, I feel like some people are mad about it because, now you have to pay to watch Raw, and I don't I don't understand that. The hate, because at the end of the day, it's a business, right? It is a business that is, businesses in this country and in this world, they're capitalistic. They make money. So that's what they're doing. And I feel like people being upset at the WWE, looking to, maximize their numbers and get the most money they can out of a television deal. So I'm not sure why people would get upset by, them making money. I get it. We don't have to pay necessarily to watch NXT, but it's on the CW. We don't have to pay to watch SmackDown because it'll be on USA Network next year. But, Raw, for better or worse, has been the flagship show of WWE for over 30 years. So they want to make sure they get EV, and to that point, the TV rating system could be a factor. Raw has traditionally, prior to the PG era, rode that TV 14 TVMA line like a show pony and crossed the threshold a couple times if you look back on it now, right? So maybe they wanted an opportunity to just be able to turn Raw loose again, which I'm okay with to a point, right? Not, let's not go ape shit here, but it would still be cool to see that happen. Let's see here. Oh, Dwayne Johnson. Very excited for what the future will bring with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, owning that trademark too, by the way, on the board of directors of TKO Group Holdings. And I had it presented to me on social media and in private messages that it's very hard to believe that the news of the week were anything less than a major, it wasn't a coincidence, right? So going back to the Netflix thing, since Tom says WB on Netflix in the UK is a huge deal. It currently only available on a service that costs 30. Oh shit. 30 is that 30 euro, 30 pound? Forgive my ignorance of the what do you call it? The different currency labels. I apologize. A month, and is only watched by a millionaire month at best, whereas 77 million homes have Netflix. There you go. There you go. So that's big for them. But as far as The Rock being on the board, I feel like the announcement of that from TKO, and then the bombshell of, I think it was Friday, the news came out about Vince McMahon. I don't think those aren't linked. I think there was a very basic knowledge, and I think that's TKO getting their ducks in a row, if you will, before they have to. Okay, there's the good news. Okay, now here's the really bad news, right? I'm sure they knew that report was coming out. I'm sure it wasn't exactly a secret, because you can't keep that stuff under wraps for very long, unfortunately. In this day and age, in this age of accountability, right? So there you go. Again, with the rest of the Royal Rumble card, a lot of mixed feelings about the Logan Paul Kevin Owens finish. I loved it. I thought that was unique. It was different. It was, the heels getting his comeuppance for trying to cheat. The babyface out cheated them, and the referee caught it. I thought that was great. I'm sorry. I know people are, it's a cheap win. It's a heel victory. It's classic wrestling. It's classic sports entertainment. I loved it. Again, the Roman Reigns title match. It's funny. I sat here and I was talking to my new friend Lily about this the other day. Yesterday, actually, when I was watching the Rumble back, and her and I were conversing. And it was one of those, it's hard to bet against Roman Reigns, but I did. I picked Randy Orton on Saturday, and there we go. That takes care of that. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's just thank you. Go away. Okay, bye. Moderators, if you're here, help a brother out. Thank you. Love a Pete. Anyway. I wanted so bad to believe they were going to give us something different, right? They didn't. They gave us another Solo Sikoa bailing Roman out of the jam, and yeah, I'm mad about it. But what are you gonna do? There's obviously a story to tell, whether it's Cody's story or whether it's something more elaborate than we've seen. Time will tell. In the men's rumble, I thought was good. I thought people expected too much as far as surprises, returns, legends, whatever the case may be. People were way ramped up about Hogan being out there. Like, he's gonna. That was a beautiful intro that they shot with Hulk talking about St. Pete and talking about, the history in the area with Dusty and him. And I thought that was really cool. I know people have a very polarizing views on Hulk Hogan. I thought that was beautifully done. And maybe I'm biased because it's Hulk, but I loved it. All right. I think I've said my piece long enough. I think I did what I wanted to do. So we will get to your questions here. I did star a few of them along the way. So if you've asked it more than once, patience, kids. Oh, speaking of patience, thank you again to my buddies Paradise Kitty for the hospitality in Vegas. It was very cool to see them in a new venue at the the Santa Fe Station Hotel and Casino. Cool setup that they had in the Chrome showroom. Great little lounge there we had afterwards at the 4949. So that was pretty cool. Again, thank you to the kiddies. Thank you to my friends Josh and Catherine and Jennifer for coming out. My friend Amanda, who lives in Vegas, thank you for coming out as well and hanging out with me and shuttling my non-driving ass around. Much appreciated. It was wonderful seeing her after 4 years almost. I didn't think this was my birthday in 2020, but right before everything hit the fan. It was very cool to see everybody up there. Thank you, of course, to Travis, my driver par excellence, a photographer. Got so many good shots of the concert. Thank you to our friend Sarah, who we did a photo shoot with her the next day. Very cool to see all the imagery and how it's coming out. I can't wait to show everybody the pictures from the Paradise Kitty show in future streams here. Kitties don't have a show scheduled as of now until Monsters Rock Cruise, but hopefully we'll get a show in February to go check out, and hopefully get some stuff here on the shows across multiverse media. All right, kids, let's do the question thing. Here we go. Let's dive right in. Again, I don't know if TKO is going to Triple H. You hear all the chatter, and Matthew's comment kind of summed it up for him pretty well. The thing I hate about this is people want to see Triple H and Nick Khan let go without knowing everything or how much they really know. I still feel like they were trying to out Vince. Again, we will never really know how much knowledge Triple H or Paul Levesque or Nick Khan or anybody on that board really knew going into the merger and coming out of it the last year and a half, 2 years, right? We'll never know that. And it's not our business. At the end of the day, it's really not our damn business. We don't run the company. I know I don't own stock in the company. I know some folks do. So I'm not going to shit on that. But it's really not our business. We are fans. That is what we're doing. We are fans first and foremost. And as long as the product on television reflects what we want to see, then exactly. We'll only find out if they get called to testify. That's what we're going to see if it happens. Thank you, Dwayne. Another $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. Chelsea Green deserves MVP status for her selling all those pancakes you received from Piper and Nia. No shit, right? My goodness. Chelsea took a beating on Saturday. I'm a fan of Chelsea Green's. I am unapologetic about my love for Chelsea Green and her hubby. People think I hate Matt Cardona because of my baldness. I was ready going bald anyway. Aaron can hate Matt Cardona all he wants, but I have no problem with that. I love Matt. And Chelsea's great. So definitely a honorary MVP from Saturday's match. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Do I think Shane McMahon or Stephanie McMahon will return to WWE now that Vince is gone? And he followed up later, I think. He did. I didn't start it, though. And there was a question about Linda McMahon coming back. I don't think we're going to see the McMahon family back on television. I don't think that's going to be a thing, at least not right away, if ever. I know people were talking about, oh, well, Stephanie resigned because Dad came back. I don't think that's going to bring her back. I think that the smart thing to do for the company, the smart thing to do for the family is to just stay apart and just let WWE do their thing. Let WWE continue to thrive without the albatross around their neck that is the McMahon name. As crazy as that sounds, after 60-something years, just need to practice the Beatles and let it be. Because otherwise, it's never going to be better. Right. It's a good point, Psycho. Again, that's what I said at the top. None of us will know because we weren't there. We weren't involved. We don't work for the company. Everybody in this country gets due process of law. The people that are allegedly involved will get their day in court, and they'll get their sentencing if it's warranted. There was a comment in one of the chat rooms I'm in that, just flippantly called one of the accused a piece of shit, and that's why he's not involved. And it's like, yeah, because you were there, right? That happened because you were there and you saw things firsthand. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's silly, personally. And to JJ's point, do we really need the McMahon family back at this point? Triple H is doing just fine, doing his thing, running creative, along with Sean running NXT's creative, and business is booming. My God, they had their best year ever last year. In company history, across the board, numbers were the best. Do we really need the McMahons back? You tell me, folks. Let's see here. If Punk is out, either play into Drew being the one that took out Punk to get back at Seth, or Seth wishes Gunther for both titles. I don't think it should be for both titles, although that's, a WrestleMania 6 scenario, which I'm not opposed to necessarily. But okay, I'll put that up just because it's funny. Let's get truth out there. Why the hell? I feel like, again, I said this when Seth was going to make his announcement, of course, after my show, because I'm on at 7 o'clock on Mondays, Eastern time. Just gotta wait, man. Top of the hour. We'll find out, hopefully, more information. But I'm hopeful, Anthony says, with Andrade returning to the Rumble, do you think he joins the storyline with Legado and the LWO? I wouldn't be opposed to that. It just depends where they go with it. If they're gonna tether him down rather than let him shine, then no. If it's brief and he gets to go back and do his thing, absolutely. It's coming, Mr. Tom. Damage Control and Bayley's separation is coming now that she's won the Rumble. By the way, congrats to Bayley. I was so happy for Bayley that she won that Rumble. And you notice there's that picture of her pointing at the sign. The whole crowd almost is pointing at that sign with her. She got turned babyface by default last Saturday. That was really cool to see. Do I have Netflix and would I get Max? I have Max thanks to our buddy Big Baller G, and we do have Netflix, so we're good. Okay, this is what I was talking about earlier. I have such mixed feelings about this, and I have to say no comment, and I hate that because you guys are loyal fans and I appreciate it, but it's, what can I say that won't cause problems? It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for everybody at the end of the day, what's going on with this evolving story. I hope whatever else happens that the family can find some sort of peace and find a way to heal from anything that is proven to be true, right? Because it's just an ugly mess at the end of the day. I do feel for both of them and their mom, and then the entire family. If what's going on is actually proven to be true, it just stinks. And my feelings for that man aside, they shouldn't have to suffer, and it's shitty, right? So anyway, I think I danced around that enough. Good Lord Almighty. Yeah, right. The Click is running the WWE. You love to see it. You love to see it. Let's see here. Again, if you believe what's out there, they've been separated, physically separated for a while now. So I don't even think that's going to be a factor at this point. Let's see. There you go. Bailey and Damage Control and Cody are all going to be on Raw tonight. So there we go. Oh, goodness. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this face. Like it's big, and I'm not a fan of those giant fat heads that are out there in the crowds at shows. So I don't know if that really close up meme would be an attractive selling T-shirt, right? It's kind of creepy. So I'm not sure if I'd be wanting to do that, but I will definitely consider it. How about that? If people will buy it, I'll make it. But shit, yeah. I'm gonna end with this. There you go. The Click and The Rock have more power in the company than Vince McMahon in 2024. Who had that on their bingo card? Not I, says the Meach. Not I. Thank you guys very much. Great half hour. I appreciate it. I need to get out of here and get some air. It's stuffy back here in the studio. So thank you guys very much. Tomorrow, of course, Stat Boy Sports Bar, talking about the conference championship games. And oh, what a heartbreak it was. My goodness. It's just not a good Saturday or Sunday for some. Great Sunday for others. Oh, rough. Just rough, guys. Thank you all. Stat Boy Sports Bar tomorrow, of course. Aaron's Raw recap tonight. Tatilla's recap probably tonight. JJ's recap of Raw tomorrow. So much good stuff still coming up. Vengeance Day is this coming Sunday for NXT. I might be going to see one of my buddies, formerly Paradise Kitty, on Saturday night. So we'll kind of try to get a report in for there from the San Fernando Valley. But for now, this is the Meach saying thank you for watching Talk Wrestling across the Jeff Meach Multiverse Media, as well as DQ.com. Have a good night, everybody.